A clever chord progression is one that sets up a listener's expectation and then breaks that expectation in an interesting way. One song that does this well is Pyramid Song by Radiohead. It does this because it has a complex sounding rhythm and chord progression that's actually not that complex when you analyze it. It actually sounds much more complex than it is, which is incredibly clever and refreshing for a rock song. Now, it's well known that this song has an interesting rhythm, but it also has a great chord progression which doesn't seem to be discussed as often as the rhythm. So we'll discuss both elements in this video. First, let's have a listen to the intro of the song. I'm just going to play 8 bars worth, but in the actual song, these 8 bars are actually repeated, with a few minor changes to create a 16-bar introduction. And these same 8 bars appear again in the middle interlude of the song and in the outro, again with a few minor variations, so I've just lumped them all together here. First, let's tackle the rhythm. This song is in 4/4 time and is a 2-bar pattern that consists of 2 dotted crotchets followed by a minim and then 2 dotted crotchets again. If we count these note durations in quavers, we have 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3. And this is where the song gets its name from. First, it's symmetrical across the vertical axis with a peak in the middle, just like a pyramid. And second, if we take the durations as edges or corners, then we have 4 triangles and 1 square, which is what you need to make a pyramid. And this kind of rhythm, one that uses dotted crotchets over a 4/4 time signature, is reminiscent of a clave rhythm, which is found in Afro-Cuban music. However, whereas in Afro-Cuban music it's played straight, pyramid song is actually played with a swung rhythm. And for these reasons, this song has a really lopsided feel. You can't quite find the beat, even though it's in simple 4/4 time. Let's have a listen to the chord progression found in the verse now. And as you listen, try and tap your foot and find the beat, remembering that it's a swung rhythm. So that's quite challenging, isn't it? Now let's play those same 8 bars, but with a simple drum loop layered over the top. Now it suddenly fits quite well. It doesn't sound that lopsided at all. And those 8 bars are just repeated over and over again for the verse. Okay, so that's the rhythm covered. Now let's talk about the actual chord progression. As you can see, it's quite unusual. But before we can do this, we need to briefly discuss minor keys. When a song is in a major key, the chords we can use can only be derived from that major scale. So for example, the key of C major uses only white notes. So the chords we derive from the C major scale must also only use white notes. Taking each note in the scale and building a chord from it by skipping up in thirds will give you C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and B diminished, all of which use only the notes from the related scale, that is, the white notes, or C major. Right, that's pretty straightforward. But when we have a minor key, there are a number of different minor scales that chords can be derived from. The most common are the natural minor, harmonic minor, and melodic minor scales. There are also other minor scales, but we will ignore them here. So before we look at Pyramid Song, let's see a simpler example. Let's take the song Summertime, which is in the key of A minor. Notice that this song contains the chords A minor, D minor, D7, E7, and C major. Now let's list all the possible chords that can be derived from the three A minor scales, the natural, harmonic, and melodic minor scales. You'll notice that the chord A minor exists in all three minor scales, which makes sense. D minor exists in the natural and harmonic minor because of those F naturals. D7 exists only in the melodic minor because of that F sharp. E7 exists in the melodic and harmonic minor because of that G sharp. And C major only exists in the natural minor because of the G natural. So here we have a song that is in the key of A minor, but uses or borrows chords from three different minor scales, all beginning on that A note. Notice also that the song starts and ends on the A minor chord, if you ignore the turnaround. Pyramid Song does something similar. Before we talk about modes, let's assume that Pyramid Song is in the key of B minor. In the intro, we have the chords F sharp major, G major 7, A6, G major, and F sharp add flat 9. In the verse, we have the additional chords of F sharp minor and E add 9. Now let's list all the possible chords that can be derived from our three B minor scales. You'll notice that all the chords used in the song are found in one of these three scales. Great, so we've established that this song is in the key of B minor. Well, not quite. Notice that we don't actually use the B minor chord anywhere in the song. So it would be weird to say that this song is in the key of B minor if we never actually resolve to that B minor chord, the tonic chord. So now let's discuss modes. A mode is a scale that is derived from another scale by changing the tonic but keeping all the notes the same. For example, the C major scale can be broken up into 7 different modes, all of which use the exact same notes, the white notes, but start on a different tonic note. This allows us to play a song using the original scale's notes, only the white notes in this case, but resolve it to a note other than C and a chord other than C major. For example, you could write a song in the key of D Dorian. This means you would resolve the melody to the tonic note D and resolve the chord progression to the tonic chord D minor. This brings us back to Pyramid Song. We've seen that it is in the key of B minor, but does not use the chord B minor as a tonic chord, or at all for that matter. In fact, our tonic is F sharp, the fifth of the B minor scale. It is the note that is played at the top of every chord like a pedal point, and it's the chord that we come back to at the beginning of every chord cycle. So, now all we have to do is figure out the fifth mode of the B natural, harmonic, and melodic minor scales. And they are F sharp Phrygian, F sharp Phrygian dominant, and F sharp Mixolydian flat 6. Okay, so Pyramid Song is in the key of F sharp Phrygian dominant, and F sharp Mixolydian flat 6, which are all modes of the various B minor scales. See? Easy. But really, if you followed all that, well done. So this song is clever because it may sound quite complex, but it's actually just another rock song in 4/4 time in the key of B minor. Well, kind of.